What's up, everybody? It's your boy Craig on The Flex, brought to you by Gym Bag Entertainment. Check us out on YouTube. And I have your fantasy news of the week. As always, I'm going to start off with giving you the results of my league, leagues plural. So in my main league, the $100 league, Red Solo Cup, my team was not only the winner, but also the leading scorer and also the giant killer. Red Solo Cup went up against the undefeated Pennywise and put up 167.12 to 157.50. This was a nail biter of a matchup, and I was just amped to go up against the undefeated team and to take away that 0 and put a 1. But don't you know, I done evicted him from first place. I moved in, I put my feet up, and I'm eating a sandwich. I'm not planning on going anywhere, but your boy does have a tough week coming up again ahead of him, going up against a fairly decent team. And a couple of my top players are out. ODB's out, Chris Godwin's out, and James Conner, which is actually the biggest hit for my week because my only backup is Devin Singletary in the running back position, and I don't know what I'm going to do. If I can't make a trade and Devin Singletary doesn't play, I'm going to have to go with a random backup. And who would I put in? I have no clue, but it's rough going for your boy this next coming week. But, you know, we got a nail biter. I'm gonna buckle down. We're gonna white knuckle it and hopefully gain a victory and maintain that first place position. Also in my other league, the Elite League, Live Free or Die Kamara went up against Absolute Carnage, and that's exactly what it was, carnage. 175.20 to his 121.78. Jumping myself up a couple slots. I think I went from either 8th to 6th or 7th to 6th. Not exactly sure, but, you know, slowly chopping away and moving up. My team has gotten better and better with each week, and I'm hoping that my dominance will continue and rise me up the ranks into playoff contention. But I was also not the leading scorer of the week. Actually, to be honest with you, I was the second lowest scoring victory this week. Everybody had 180-something points. I'm glad I didn't play those guys. But the leading scorer, a little Sutton ya digs, going up against Catch Me in the End Zone. And if you don't know who Catch Me in the End Zone is, that would be AC, my co-host in the End Zone. Who once again got dominated. Lil Sutton ya digs put up 191.96 to Catch Me in the End Zone's 122.52 points. This was an absolute dominance. And on top of which, I would like to note that AC's team, Catch Me in the End Zone, won victory all season long. You know, he was talking a whole lot on the show and off the show about how he was going to dominate the league. And dominate he has not. Dominate he has not. So it's looking real grim for him. And we have, hopefully, I'm waiting for the votes to come in, but last place has to go and do karaoke and sing the song of the first place's choosing. So we'll see what happens with that. And lastly, in one of the other pay leagues I play in, the only other pay league I play in, King of the North went up against Boss Lady and put down the smack. I don't like to beat women, but beat women I did this week. Trouncing her 140.88 to 97.38. Shooting me up into the playoff slot. I was at one point in second. I then dropped to 5th, moved up a slot into fourth place position, and I believe a victory this week will shoot me into second place. Not 100% certain about that detail, but we will find out next week if I win, playing against someone who's bottom of the barrel, but does have a team that's looking quite strong next week. But my team also looking strong because I made a awesome trade this past week. Nick Chubb's been killing it for me, but I do have Alvin Kamara and I do have Melvin Gordon, and I also have Devontae Adams and Matt Ryan and George Kittle and Mike and Evan Ingram. So my team is kind of stacked looking, and I got hit with a trade that would give me Le'Veon Bell and Adam Thielen for the likes of Nick Chubb and Marvin Jones. And your boy had to click accept because basically I traded Nick Chubb for Adam Thielen, and I like that. I needed wide receiver help. So I get Adam Thielen, one of the best wide receivers in the NFL right now. And then I trade Marvin Jones, and I get Le'Veon Bell? What? Hell yeah. That makes all the sense in the world. Why would I not make this trade? And now my team has stacked up. Adam Thielen becoming probably my top wide receiver. Really excited about that trade and the prospect it gives me in future matchups. So now on to some fantasy football advice after talking about me in extensive detail. Kansas City-Denver game, I believe this to be a offensive matchup dream. If you have offensive players on either one of these teams, I believe they're both going to do well. Nobody can stop Tyreek Hill. There is not I don't believe that there is a cornerback in the league, and I put Stephon Diggs in that same category, that can cover Tyreek Hill efficiently. The man is just too fast. But, maybe a little coverage over the top via safety help could maybe limit his effects. But I think that he does well. Phillip Lindsay is a good to go. Kansas City does not know how to stop the run. Carlos Hyde had a record game for himself last week going up against Kansas City. So if Phillip Lindsay can't repeat and do better, you might want to, I don't know. That's terrible. Also, Courtland Sutton. If Emmanuel Sanders isn't 100%, Courtland Sutton steps into that number one position, and Kansas City cannot stop the pass game. So, therefore, plug him in. If Emmanuel Sanders is healthy, once again, they can't stop the pass game, plug him in. I don't think that Denver is doing quite well defensively against the pass, so go ahead and throw in Travis Kelce as you would anyway. And who else? Hardman? Does Hardman look good? I think I like Hardman. Does Denard Robinson look good? No. Denard Robinson's a bum. I put faith in him. I thought he was going to do well for me. I played him 2 weeks in a row, and he did nothing. He's a bum. Drop him. Let somebody else have that problem. Who else? Patrick Mahomes. Absolute start. And you know what? This is the 1 week that I'm going to say this. If you are desperate for a quarterback and the waiver wire has been picked clean and, you got Drew Brees and Cam Newton and you're going quarterback to quarterback, you could roll the dice on Joe Flacco this week. Roll him. See what happens. Take a chance on the man. And he might just work out for you. Rams versus Atlanta. Offensively, the Rams should dominate this game. If Todd Gurley's back, I'd play him. Robert Woods, Brandon Cooks, Gerald Everett, Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp kind of stunk it up this past week. I was really disappointed in his performance. He didn't cost me my victory, but he could have cost me my victory. And for that, I'm upset with him. But he's definitely a must start. And the Rams just gave up Marcus Peters via trade, which is leaving Atlanta wide open because also Akeem Talib on injured reserve. So it's not looking pretty. So I would start Calvin Ridley, Mohamed Sanu, and Julio Jones, as well as Devontae Freeman and Matt Ryan. Rams, Atlanta, start everybody except for the defenses. Stay away from that. In the Miami-Buffalo game, you want to start John Brown. If you're desperate, throw in Cole Beasley. If Singletary's healthy, play him. Play Josh Allen. Play Buffalo D. But stay away from everything Miami because that's going to be pitiful. Jags versus the Bengals. I'm playing everything Jags. Gardner Minshew, Leonard Fournette, D.D. Westbrook, and DJ Chark. But when it comes to the Bengals, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I want to tell you to play Tyler Boyd, but what I'm going to tell you to play is to play Adam Tate because Tyler Boyd is going to be covered by A.J. Bouye. Jalen Ramsey might be out another week, leaving Tate available. There's rumors that A.J. Green might play. Let's shut that down right now. Even if he does play, he'll be nothing more than a decoy. Vikings versus Detroit. This game kind of scares me a little bit to tell you to play anybody, but I'd play everybody from Minnesota. Adam Thielen. Stephon Diggs just had a breakout game. They're trying to get him the ball to keep him happy so that he'll stay, and he did just that last week. Dalvin Cook is the best running back in the NFL right now. So you got to play him. On the Detroit side of the ball, though, I find it hard to tell you to play anybody. Nobody on that team really shines. Your best option is Kerryon Johnson in the goal line. I don't know if I trust that, so I'm not going to tell you to play anybody from Detroit at all. Oakland versus Green Bay. I think this is going to be a strong matchup. Green Bay Oakland beat Kansas City, so they could put up a good fight. I just don't know who to tell you to play from this league. You got Waller, and you have Josh Jacobs, and you have Waller. Those three guys are the best players on that team. Should you play them? Yes, but temper your expectation. With Green Bay, I'm not telling you to play anybody but Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers. Like, the Aarons are good to go, and then after that, is Devontae Adams going to play? Maybe. If he does, you play him. If after that, sit everybody else. Texans versus Indy. I want to tell you to play everybody from the Texans because I usually think Indy's defense sucks. But after what they did to Kansas City, I don't really know. They was getting at Patrick Mahomes all day. Are they going to get at Deshaun Watson? Is Deshaun Watson going to get injured now? I don't know, but definitely play Deshaun Watson, and, you always play D-Hop. Will Fuller sucked yesterday. He absolutely was garbage. Every time he gets a pass in the end zone, he dropped it. So do you want to put your trust in the dude who's dropping passes in the end zone? I'm not going to put my trust in him, so I'm going to tell you, put him on the bench. When it comes to Indy, I'm absolutely going to play T.Y. Hilton. As long as he's healthy, I'm playing him. Texans defense is almost non-existent when it comes to stop and pass the passing game. They can get at the QB, but if the QB can get the ball out, and Jacoby Brissett knows how to move around, so I think that T.Y. Hilton's going to have a good game. As it pertains to Marlon Mack, I would not play him this week. I do not think he's a healthy scratch. But Carlos Hyde had an amazing week last week. I expect him to have a little bit less production, but I do expect him to keep his production. So play him, but in the flex. Arizona versus the Giants. This is going to be an offensive battle. The defenses are terrible on both sides of the ball. Kyler Murray, he had an excellent week last week. I expect him to repeat that again this week. David Johnson had a great week. Expect him to repeat. I don't know what Larry Fitzgerald did, but against this defense, play him. For the Giants, they say Saquon Barkley's back. I'm not starting him back first week from an injury. So if he is back, I'd still keep him on the bench just to see what happens. But Golden Tate looked incredible, so I would say roll the dice on him. I would absolutely play Daniel Jones. The Arizona can't stop anything. Evan Ingram as well. I'd play both those guys and see what happens. I think that this is going to be an excellent matchup by two mediocre teams. San Francisco versus Washington. If you got San Francisco's D, today is the day to play them. They're going to mush Washington all the way in the ground. Washington's all excited off of a victory off the worst team in the NFL that you actually might have lost to. So San Francisco is just going to beat them up all day long. George Kittle is going to be going all day. Matt Breida all day. Tevin Coleman all day. San Francisco wide receivers, don't touch. Leave them alone. Stay away. They're abysmal. They're not doing much of anything. As a collective whole, they're good, but as an individual, they're terrible. For Washington, normally I would tell you play Terry McLaurin. But going up against San Fran, I find it hard to believe that they're going to even be able to. I mean, Baker Mayfield couldn't get the ball off against San Fran. If you think that that I don't even know who they're going to play at quarterback. I mean, Colt McCoy, I think, is gone. And I don't know what's going on with Case Keenum. Are they going to play Dwayne Haskins? I don't know. But what I'm telling you is don't play Scary Terry this week. New Orleans versus Chicago. This is going to be a defensive matchup. But I don't know if I'd play either one of these defenses in this game, though. It's gonna be a chess match. Teddy Bridgewater is looking good, but he's gonna be getting attacked all day long. They don't have a quarterback in Chicago, so they're gonna be getting attacked all day long. What's gonna happen with Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas? I don't know. Is Allen Robinson gonna be able to continue on his pretty consistent streak? I don't know. I'm terrified of everybody on this team this week, so play the top guys, but stop there. So Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Allen Robinson, and then I would stop because I don't know what's going to happen. Baltimore versus Seattle. This game is going to be exciting. And in this game, Lamar Jackson is an all-day start as well as Mark Ingram. For Seattle, Chris Carson and Russell Wilson, as well as Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett could have a tough go because Baltimore just traded for Marcus Peters. Now, Marcus Peters is definitely going to be on Tyler Lockett. And the problem with that is Marcus Peters he loves getting flags. Like his favorite color must be yellow because he makes sure flags get pulled all day when he's in the game. But that doesn't help Tyler Lockett because, even if it's a pass interference on him, he doesn't get the points. So play Tyler Lockett with your expectations managed that, he might not catch a lot of passes, but maybe he gets a touchdown for you. Philly versus Dallas, you got a nice little divisional matchup, and Dallas is falling apart. This team, they went from up here, and they're just barreling down. I'd be afraid to play Ezekiel Elliott in this game. That's how bad they're doing right now. I would be afraid to play Ezekiel Elliott. So if you got two running backs and Ezekiel Elliott this week, you might want to play those two guys and roll the dice on benching Ezekiel Elliott because Dallas got nothing. Who they going to throw the ball to? Jason Witten and Michael Gallup. Cobb's out. Cooper's out. Dak Prescott's playing terribly. I don't know. But Philly's going to just be running all over Dallas. I'd play Jordan Howard, Miles Sanders. I'd play Alshon Jeffrey. I'd play Nelson Aguilar. Might even play J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. I think it's just going to be an offense. I think it's going to be 3 and out for Dallas, and then just driving the ball down the field for Philly. 3 and out for Dallas, drive the ball down for Philly. Zach Ertz, obviously, Carson Wentz. This is going to be Philly's game all day. Dallas is about to go 4 losses in a row. I think they just lost 3 in a row. I think they're about to lose their 4th game this week. It is not looking good for Dallas. They went from Super Bowl contender to will they even make the playoffs this year? I mean, that's just real talk right there. And now, finally, New England versus the Jets. This game is going to be, I think it's going to be a lot tougher than people think it's going to be. We ran over them earlier in the season. But Sam Darnold's back with a vengeance. You know what I'm saying? They beat Dallas. And they beat Dallas. So, I don't even know what to tell you. I don't even know what to tell you about this game. But, Julian Edelman is a must start every week. Stay away from Josh Gordon. Tom Brady. Ooh, that's a tough one. Do you want to play Tom Brady? I mean, he's been putting up the numbers. Patriots defense must start. I think Patriots defense is a must start over every single player in fantasy this year. Patriots defense, number 1, everybody else follows. So you definitely want to play them. I'm a little bit leery of Le'Veon Bell, but I know if you have him, he's probably your number one or your number two, so you got to start him. So play him with your expectations tempered. Don't play Jets defense. Don't play Sam Darnold. Don't play Jets. I wouldn't play nothing from the Jets. If I was going to play anybody from New England, it would probably be just the defense, Brady, and Julian Edelman. And Brady, I'd be worried about playing Brady in this game. I think they're going to play us as tough as they possibly can. The spread is like 17 points this week. And even though every time we think that they're not going to cover, they cover, right? They cover. Except for Buffalo, they cover. It's a tough one. So I'm going to say maybe this ends up being, maybe we do poop on, James White. I'd play James White this week. I think that would be a good play to play James White, but I wouldn't play nobody from the Jets. So say what you will, do what you will. What defenses should you play this week? I said San Fran. I like Tennessee's defense. They're going up against the Chargers, and the Chargers have been playing like doo-doo. Like, dude, they lost to Denver. Like, they lost to Denver. Like, that terrible. Like, you should never lose to Denver. I think they're the only team to lose to Denver. And then they just lost last week to somebody. Somebody lame. I don't even remember who it was. But they're going to lose to Tennessee. Tennessee going to beat them up. I would not play Baltimore or Seattle this week. I think this is going to be offensive crazy. I'd play Philly. I'd play Philly's D all day because Dak Prescott ain't going to be able to do nothing. I would say that it would be a worthy risk to play Green Bay's D against Oakland. They beat Kansas City, but Kansas City's defense is garbage. Absolute garbage. So Green Bay could be a good defense. I want to tell you to play the Vikings defense. They've been really good all year, and they're going against Detroit, but Detroit's tough. You definitely want to play Buffalo's defense, and this would be the 1 week you should play Jacksonville's defense going up against the Bengals. But the problem with that is the Bengals are like a fourth quarter, we going to lose, but we want to put up points first team, so that could kind of hurt it at the end. I say the Jacksonville Jaguars might leave with 10 points. And now, I said this earlier. I want to repeat it one more time for my peoples in the booth. In my elite league, we had an outstanding victory and a hilarious loss. My co-host, AC, Catch Me in the End Zone, has 1 win this year. I'm talking about you, bro. I'm talking about you. You got 1 win. You was talking a whole lot, but you got 1 win. And Lil Sutton, your digs, put up 191 on him to 122.52. And, he wanted me to make sure that I rubbed it in a little bit extra on the show this week. So that's for you, Denny. That's that. What else do we got for you? And if you play DraftKings, give you a quick little lineup. Daniel Jones going up against Arizona. I think that it's going to be a big game for him. You can also swap that and play Kyler Murray. Either one of them is going to have a big game this week. But I like Daniel Jones more. Matt Breida going up against Washington. San Fran is going to be so far ahead of Washington that by the time they get in the second half, they're just going to be running the ball. So, Tevin Coleman, Matt Breida, maybe even Mostert. They're probably all going to have a good game, but I'm going to go with Matt Breida as the number one. Devontae Freeman is going up against the Rams, and even though the Rams don't necessarily do good against the run, I'm still going to go with Devontae Freeman. Larry Fitzgerald against the Giants is going to have a good game. DJ Chark going up against Cincinnati, he's going to have a good game. Cooper Kupp going up against Atlanta. Atlanta can't stop nothing. I kind of rolled the dice here, and I went with Gerald Everett in my tight end position. Once again, going up against Atlanta. He did well this past week. I expect him to build up against this terrible defense. And then Golden Tate going up against Arizona. I like that a lot. And 49ers defense going up against Washington. If you pick anything, you got to pick 49ers D this week. Even though Patriots D has been amazing, 49ers D is just going to be obliterating this team. So that's all I have for you this week. Make sure you check out the flex, as well as the end zone and tail of the tape on Gym Bag Entertainment via YouTube. And until next week, have a great night.